Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'll let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to get some shots out to the early birds, starting with Don. Dee, what up? DeAndre in the building. China Carter. What's up, China? What it do? Black Ebb. Is that Black Ebb? Okay, what's up? What's that? Was that Black EB? Black. I get it. Okay. Sandra. What's up, Sandra? Eric Hartwick. Badass Inc. Jadera. Pumpkin. John Doe. What it do? Herman. Miss Lily Blink. Tawana Sanders. What's up? Tawana Sanders. Who we got here? John Doe, Carolyn Panther. Janine Hollis. Turn the cap lock off, Janine. Appreciate you. I am Talia Israel. What is that? Herman Holly, Max. Is that Max Ryder? CPCNCLK. Alonzo, what's up? What it do, Nita? John Doe, Asotin Yata. Carolyn Prather. Okay, fam, going in. Here we go. I'll come back to the comments. Going in. We got a sad story here, fam. Sad story. I've been meaning to cover this story, but I was waiting on some more information that I am going to bring to you today. We got a 12-year-old girl in Georgia who was killed after she suffered a head injury in a bullying incident. Allegedly, the girl had been bullied for a while and nothing was done about it. Y'all surprised? Yeah. Well, here's a news story, and I got another video I'm going to show y'all right after that. That will add further context.
Be charged? That's the question surrounding a fight involving the middle school girl who died after a medical episode several days later. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart is on the story. He's live from Villa Rica Police Headquarters with this one. Kevin, this is just a tragic story.
Yeah, an awful story, Tyler. Villa Rica Police do have video of this fight from the school bus and from a witness to this fight. They continue to work on this case while the family prepares for a funeral.
I don't understand.
But Shonda McClendon is still trying to come to grips with the loss of her daughter, her only child, 12-year-old Jada West.
She's such a loving girl.
The new girl in the neighborhood, the new student at Mason Creek Middle School, one who the family says had to deal with bullying at school. Last Thursday, Jada got into an argument on the school bus, and it blew up into a fight within walking distance of her home. A friend ran to the house to tell her mom. McClendon went to the scene.
She was on the ground. She wasn't breathing. She wasn't breathing. I heard she got the fighting. And the dog said, I don't know. And then that girl said, well, she hit me first.
After being transferred from Tanner Medical Center to Children's Hospital Scottish Rite, Jada died Sunday. The family is waiting on the autopsy.
I'm angry. We gotta teach our children. I'm angry. What happened to the love? We lost our love, people. Teach your children to love.
What the fight was about is unclear. Jada's father had been to Mason Creek twice to try to figure things out.
She always wants friends, and I tell her, it's okay to not have friends. It's okay to be by yourself. If people don't treat you right,
Villa Rica Police and the Douglas County District Attorney are examining a video circulating on social media of the fight to decide next steps. The family has asked us not to show the video.
We just want justice for my niece. This got to stop. And we're going to keep saying Jada West's name.
All right, now we understand the other girl in the fight does not live in that neighborhood and doesn't get off at that bus stop. So considering the friction on the bus, the family is questioning why the school bus driver allowed that girl and others to get off at that stop. Douglas County Schools says in a statement that it offers its condolences and reiterates that Villa Rica Police are investigating. We're live in Villa Rica. Kevin Stewart, Fox 5 News.
Kevin, I know you'll keep us up to date on what happens. Thanks so much.
That's what I want to know. Why was the girl even allowed on the bus? See, that's negligence. That's absolute negligence. And that falls on Mason Creek Middle School. But it also falls on the school district, the Douglas County school system. Yeah, it falls on them too. See, you can't just say, well, just because the fight happened off campus, then that absorbs us from any liability. We're going to have counselors available for the children who need to talk to someone. But other than that, we're going to throw some prayers out there, and maybe we'll do a prep rally or something and say, we'll do a prep rally and say, hey, we miss her, and then that's it. R.I.P. Jada, do a balloon release, and then that's it. That's not enough. The school district, Douglas County School District, school system, they have to be held accountable, because here's the deal. See, this is what schools and school systems like to do. They like to say that we're in charge. We run the show. It's our program. We welcome you to join our program. We are going to teach your kids discipline. We're going to teach them how to, and I know some people say, well, it ain't the schools. Yeah, the school do teach discipline. Part of discipline is delivering your work on time, showing up to class on time, finishing your task. All of that is part of discipline. So, and especially if they get involved in extracurricular activities, that's even more discipline, right? So we're going to teach your kids all of these things. We're going to have your kids for 8 hours. We're going to have them from 6 to 8 hours, and we are going to teach them on a daily basis how to be good people and productive human beings. We're going to prepare them. We're going to help you prepare them for the world. But for 6 to 8 hours, they're on our program, right? They're on our program. Well, if someone is going to be on your program, just like if you run a business and you have an office, you have a Let's say you have a restaurant. You can't just say, well, I ain't got nothing to do with this other employee bullying this employee because that's between them. I ain't got nothing to do with it. No, that ain't how it works. That ain't how it works. If that employee had been reporting that they had been bullied and you didn't do anything about it, the first time, you might be okay as long as you don't know about it. But the first sign of knowing about that employee being bullied, the onus is on you to stop it. You got to do something about it. You got to address it. You got to do something about it. And so the school district don't get a pass. The school don't get a pass. You can't just say, oh, because it happened off campus, we don't have anything to do with it. No, it started on campus and it spilled into the streets. But it also happened on, the girl that was involved, the other girl that was involved, didn't even go to the school. So she shouldn't have even been on that bus route. She shouldn't have been on the bus. So how did it just allow anybody to just get on the bus? I know if I'm driving a school bus, I know my students. I'm the type of dude, man. I'm just gonna be on my game. I don't want no troubles. I don't want anybody just getting on my bus, man. Can't have anybody just getting on my bus because number one, I got to make sure that I practice safety protocol. That's number one. Number two, we don't know you, bro. You ain't getting ain't no free rides over here. Ain't no free rides. If you're supposed to be on this bus, you can get on this bus. But I don't care if if it's your little brother. I cannot be responsible for that. That's a liability. You can't get on this bus. Now, I might make an exception if I think a kid is in danger. Come on, here, shut the door. You know what I'm saying? I might make a move like that. But just casually, you boarding the bus, that creates a liability, right? The school don't get a pass. They do not get a pass. Now, Mason Creek Middle School, that's where she attended. It's in Georgia. And I was looking for records on them and could not find the records on them. But I did find information on the school district itself, Douglas County school system. Turns out Douglas County school system has a problem with bullying. About 15% of their students, this is throughout their school system, has reported being victims of bullying. They're also being investigated for racial discrimination. Parents have reported kids being called racial slurs and the school ignoring it. The school district, Douglas County school system, ignoring it. So they got an issue with racism. They got an issue with bullying. They got an issue with kids fighting. Parents are saying that the Douglas County school system is looking the other way. Now, they are being investigated right now. They're being investigated, allegedly. They're being investigated. And that's all that they would say. That's all that the police department would say about that. I want to play a video that provides more context. This is the raw video of the fight. You can hear Jada in her frustration. She sounds like she's just tired of the bullying. And she's like, let's get it on. Let's fight, whatever. And so they collide. And at first glance, it looked like, both of them walked away okay. But Jada, as you know now, went home and then was found unresponsive, had to get have an ambulance be called, and she went to the hospital, and I think it was 3 days later that she died. Here is the raw footage of the fight.
But that bitch put her hands on me and beat her fucking ass. Ooh. Clock it! That's my friend! Who said I didn't find her some noise? Who said I didn't do that? I'm trying to figure out what the fuck going on. Bro, I don't give a fuck. She didn't.
See, if you watch what's happening right now, fam, if you listen to what's happening, the other kids that's around Jada know something's about to go down. Jada is oblivious. She don't even know something going on. Like she said, she's going to say it in a minute. She said she didn't even know the girl. So the other students, this is why your parents say, or our parents said when we were young, pick your friends wisely.
Hey, all these people get off the bus. I didn't even know who I was arguing with. I think the one with the yellow one. Somebody on the bus was up there coming at me, right? Because the man, she was being loud as fuck, was sitting up there yelling and shit. But then somebody said, who in the fight? Oh, just chill out for a second. Like, please. But Micah, move. I don't know. Let's push the peace. Let's push the peace. Micah, go home. Go home, Micah.
Salute to Micah. Micah was one of the few that was on the scene, had some sense. Micah was like, hey, man, let's promote peace. Peace. Let's give peace a chance. Salute, Mike. You don't hear youngsters talking like that often. Often, every last one of them be egging it on.
I'm right here. She said she right here. I'm right here. She's right because the man, she was being loud as fuck, was sitting up there yelling and shit. But then somebody said, who in the fight? Oh, just chill out for a second. Like, please. But Micah, move. I don't know. Let's push the peace. Let's push the peace. Micah, go home. Go home, Micah. Let's push the peace. She said she right here. I'm right here. I never said I needed that from you. Oh my God. Who is gonna fight you over some noise? Like, girl, somebody get the fuck out of here with the fake ass. She said get the fuck. She said okay, but I don't even know you. I don't know you, and I don't know your name. So please get the fuck off mine. What the fuck you got going on? And walk your ass to your house. Please.
Listen to the instigators. Ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, ooh. Family, don't let that go to your head. Don't let that noise go to your head. Don't let that noise go to your head. Because see those people that's doing all that, ooh, ah, that's the chatter in the background. They don't have a dog in the fight. They have nothing to lose. They're the instigators. They're going to watch you or somebody else die. And they're going to tell their story. I was there. I was there. Woo, 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 woo. I was there. Look what happened. Ooh, yeah, man, that was crazy. I told her not to. Yeah, we should have won. Girl, because she's like, no, it was the other one. No, I was there. Yeah. And all of that there, after that, then it's on to the next. They looking for the next fix. The next fix is the next fight. The next messy shit that they do. Same thing that happened with the rap beef. The same thing happened with the so-called East Coast, West Coast war. The magazines were the main ones promoting it. They were all on the covers. All the magazines, they had it on the cover. East Coast, West Coast war. They built it up. They put the fuel on the fire. And the fans ate it up. Started picking sides. To my credit, I never picked a side because I understood what they were doing. I actually went to Farrakhan's house and sat with him and some other artists to try to come to a resolution. These people, these fans, so-called fans, are the same way. They're bloodthirsty parasites. They have nothing to lose, they have nothing to gain, but they are entertained by your pain, your suffering, your sacrifices. They're looking to be entertained. Then once you jump out there trying to impress them, and you end up in a morgue with a wire cut in your chest, or a prison cell with a 20, 30-year sentence, or a life sentence with no parole, they ain't gonna write you one time. They're not gonna put no money on your books. They're not gonna help bury you. Hell, they're not even coming to the funeral. Real friends would have been saying what Micah said. Micah said, let's push the peace, calm it down, push the peace. That's a real friend. See, even I had what a real friend was backwards when I was coming up. You know, a lot of us, we think of somebody to help us fight. We think that's a friend. We don't understand that that person will help anybody fight. Some people just like to fight. So just because somebody helping you fight don't mean they like you. It don't mean they love you. Hell, when I look at the people that I know from my neighborhood, Fifth Ward, when I think about the dudes that I know who was killed, who were from Fifth Ward, guess who killed them? Dudes from Fifth Ward. And in half the cases, it was people who was friends with them. It was guys who was once their friends. Guys who spent the night at their house, sat at the table and ate their mama food and called their daddies unk, pops. A real friend, you know, they used to have this commercial say, friends don't let friends drive drunk. Friends also don't let friends do stupid shit. Friends don't let friends do things that are going to jeopardize their freedom or their life. Friends don't let friends do things that will embarrass them or their family. That's a real friend. Some of us, we got to learn that. Some of us, we ain't never learned it. We just think a friend is just somebody we hang out with. No, it's deeper than that. And you better learn it before it's too late.
Please talk to me. Everybody know I can help, so please don't start with me. You will get your stuff with my leg. You will get your stuff with my leg. Don't ever stand up with me. You want fucking talking, so I am talking. You need that yes or no? Bitch, do you need that?
Look at him jumping up and screaming. Look at him jumping up and screaming like, just want to see something, just want to see the action, just want to see it, just want to see it go down. They don't care who get hurt.
Jada! Oh my freaking God, Jada! Chill. Bitch. Oh my God! Chill. Go home. Come on, Jada, let's go. Go home. Jada, come on. I said stop. Come on, let's go. I said stop. Do you understand English? Oh, yes, I do. I hope so. Yes, I do.
Well, that's something you don't see or hear very often. An adult breaking the fight up, attempting to break the fight up, and being successful. Well, that adult says, jumped in and said, go home, go your home. I said, enough. That's it. Shut it down. Extremely assertive. So, I was thinking, fam, like, we had fights growing up, we had to, we had to deal with bullies, I, at one point, was a bully all the way. I was a bully all the way up until like, maybe 8th grade or something. 8th grade. Yep, I was a bully. I mainly bullied because I was like with my partners and, they were bullies. And so I'd be like, hey, I got to help my partners. This is what they doing. This is what I got to do, But I shut that down by the time I got in high school because I realized that bullies get smoked. Bullies get killed all the time. They were getting killed. And I was like, man, I don't want to just die in vain. You're just trying to bully somebody. So, I fell back. I didn't just stop being a bully out of the goodness of my heart. But I did start like looking out for people that was, but I don't know how that happened. Because initially, like I was a bully and, I became a bully and I know that I was bullied because I was being bullied at home by my mama, right? I was being bullied. So I went out into the world and bullied. And that's why most bullies, if you go to their house, they're being bullied at home. That's where they learn bullying from home, right? So I went out to the street. They say pressure bust a pipe. So my pipe bust and I went out into the streets and I was a bully, right? And then by the time I got into 9th grade, well, I started realizing, hey man, these dudes my age is getting killed being bullies. So I don't think I want to be a bully. That don't look like that don't look too appealing anymore. But somewhere along the way, around that same time, a switch hit. And I started despising bullies. And I would start actually beating up the bullies. And there were people that were in the school that I went to who would befriend me to keep the bullies off of them because all my friends were protected. And I had a few other homies that we clicked up and nobody really wanted that smoke. So we stuck together. So if you were with us and hey, you were straight. So what I was trying to figure out though is what I don't know. I've seen so many of these type of videos and I never really thought about this until now. We had a lot of fights and these fights were brutal at times, but nobody died. Like nobody died. Sometimes you get your head bumped on the concrete or whatever and you don't die. Like what's going on? Like why are children dying now after, in fights and stuff? I mean, I don't think our heads were any more harder than the kids' heads are today. Like I'm trying to find a connection right there. Like, why are they dying? I did think, just maybe, kids today overall are just more heartless because we knew how to stop also. Like if we was fighting, we knew how to stop. You got your man down, he out, he out. These kids, when they're fighting, they stomping and they stomping and stomping and stomping and kicking you, trying to kill you. And all of them kicking and kicking and kicking. Even if you just laying there out stiff, they're still kicking. I'm not saying all of the kids are heartless, but it do seem like a certain amount of them, it's like they have a certain darkness about them. And I don't know how they got like that. I don't know when the switch happened, because that darkness extends to family members. Like, we had fights with our family members. Sometimes you might pick up a stick or something and hit your family member. But I do not recall ever hearing of a family member killing a family. I'm not even talking about sister, brother, mama, daddy. I'm talking about even a cousin or uncle. We didn't have that. Family members were not killing family members. Today, man, you see that stuff in the news every day. What the hell happened? That's my time, fam. R.I.P. Jada West. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.